Hello and welcome to another Blu-ray update video. A most unexpected Blu-ray update video, in fact, and it is another round of Poundland pickups. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. What can I say? To give you a brief introduction, last summer, 2018, there was a big boom of Blu-rays in Poundland. I mean, there was just like boatloads of Blu-rays going, like really good stuff, and obviously a lot of, excuse me, not so good stuff. But there was a lot of like really surprising titles, and my voice is still okay. Can I talk now? Okay. So there was loads of Blu-rays out in Poundland, and a lot of us went quite crazy with them, myself included. I remember there was one video I had over 40 titles, many of which I still haven't watched, but I will, and I'm pushing myself to, so keep your eyes peeled for any future Poundland pickups in episodes of Conquering My Collection, my new series that I debuted recently. So, there was a drought. The Blu-rays suddenly stopped coming, and they weren't being shipped to the stores, and everyone thought it was over, it was done with. We've had our moment. And perhaps the fact that all of us in the Blu-ray community in the UK were flocking to every Poundland we could, we bought everything, you know. Just one of those things. But then they came back. This time with a new agenda. £2 Blu-rays. Yeah, that's right. In Poundland now, there are no such thing as £1 Blu-rays. So you have to think about them a little bit more carefully. And also, you know, they aren't as prolific as they used to be, because for whatever reason there just isn't as much stock as there used to be. It seems to be completely potluck, and I went to two of my local Poundlands, which are in the same like street almost, and the small one had a couple of Blu-rays, and I picked one up, and I thought, okay, I got one Blu-ray, it's £2, I guess that's alright. Went to the big Poundland, the much bigger store, and it was just wall-to-wall DVDs, like boxes and boxes of it on top of the shelf. DVDs, DVDs, DVDs. No Blu-rays. I thought, oh, okay then. But I picked up a picture frame, and as I was leaving through the kind of in queue to get to the tills, I suddenly saw box after box after box filled with Blu-rays, like flushed to the edges with Blu-rays. There must have been like about 200-300 of these things, and about 80 of those were Dawn of the Planet of the Apes with a nice slipcover. So I rifled through all of them and pulled out a fairly decent bunch, apart from two of them, which I'm going to include in this video purely as it's a Blu-ray update video, and I don't know where else I'd slot these two in. So before we get to the Poundland pickups, of which there are about 15 I think, I recently made an impulse buy, which is tied into the number of Jackie Chan films I've been watching recently, and there will be a dedicated series of reviews and discussions on his films at some point this year as part of Asian Cinema Season 2. I'm basically kind of producing that at the minute. I have about 10 videos done already. I think there's about 3-4 hours worth of me talking about Jackie Chan movies, and it's still ongoing. And so based on something that you'll see in the Jackie Chan reviews, I decided to order this one particular Blu-ray. But I wanted it quickly, so to get the kind of first day shipping or whatever with Amazon Prime, needed to get something else. I think it was Connie's account, she's got Prime, but she needed something. She needed it to go over £20 so she could put an add-on item or something like that. So regardless, I added in another Jackie Chan Blu-ray, which is a new release, Battle Creek Brawl. I haven't finished this one yet, which is, you know, usually I haven't even seen them, but I'm about an hour into this film, and it ain't good. It really isn't good. It feels like such a 70s production. There's just a real sense of, you know, we'll do this scene. Have we got that scene? Yeah, let's go to the next one. There just doesn't seem like there was a lot of care that went into this film, and it's really uninteresting and a bit of a slog. But I will finish watching it, and you will see my thoughts on it at some point in the video. But it is Jackie Chan's first film in America in 1980, and he made his first attempt to become an international star in that sense, and it's also his first speaking role in English, so it has its merit as a Jackie Chan film, but no. And then the other one, which is the reason I was going to buy a film a Jackie Chan film to begin with, I should say, is Drunken Master 2, or Legend of Drunken Master, as it was released in America. So this is the American version that has different music, I think, different sound effects, is in English, obviously, though Jackie does his own voice. It's actually a really good English dub, and I really want to now buy there's some new version of this that came out last year in, I think, Hong Kong, Japan, and Korea, perhaps. And at least in Asia, there was a new release of this in its original version, which I really want to see. This, which I'd seen before but had forgotten mostly, is one of the finest action films ever. Holy shit. I mean, you look at the fight scenes in Battle Creek Brawl, and then you go to... It's just like night and day. I mean, but that's not to say that he got better, because before Battle Creek Brawl, in something like the original Drunken Master in 1978, he was amazing. So I don't know what the deal was with that Battle Creek Brawl, but I don't know, it sounded a lot cooler than it was. Then again, I haven't seen the last 30 minutes. It could suddenly get amazing, who knows, but this is the real deal. And while the Blu-ray doesn't look great, while it's only the English dub, while it's only the American version of the film, it is phenomenal. What a pickup. But again, I want to buy the proper version now, but £5 for this was easily worth adding to my collection, and what a phenomenal film. I think the video we made for this, the movie vlog, was like about half an hour, so you get a lot of thoughts on that coming up. Now, onto the Poundland pickups. A couple of these do have slipcovers, which is fairly nice, and most of them are new. Some of them are used, I think, and they've been refurbished. I guess they just wrap, the cellophane around it again. This one is a Noah Baumbach film, While We're Young. I saw Adam Driver, I picked it up right away, and we have Ben Stiller, Naomi Watts, who's great, Amanda Seyfried, and Adam Driver. So this is a romantic comedy, I'm assuming. We got two couples there, and, I love Noah Baumbach stuff. It's not always great, but it's like really enjoyable. Like Frances Ha was really, really good. Mistress America is his, I believe, which is a film I really enjoyed, but it wasn't great, but I had a good time. So I really think I will like this, and again, I see Adam Driver, I get immediately interested in anything he's doing. In fact, I might leave that one because I want to kind of get through the ones I haven't seen. So this one kind of plays into our Jackie Chan season, Railroad Tigers. I believe this is a Chinese film? I know it's not an English film. Yes, it is absolutely 100% a Chinese film. So languages Mandarin and English. So I'm not sure. Audio Mandarin. Okay, so English dub. So it has the English dub and the original language, which is great. So this stars Jackie Chan as a whale. Jonathan Wass got his trousers twisted on a twain twack. I think I've said that before, and someone commented they had no idea what I just said. So good luck with that one again. A railroad worker, Jackie Chan plays, and his ragtag group of freedom fighters find themselves on the wrong side of the tracks when they decide to ambush a heavily armed military train. Yeah, I'm all on board this. I love train movies. I love Jackie Chan. I know it's a recent Jackie Chan film, and those aren't seen to be very good. Has a nice slipcover. I think this is on Netflix as well, but, I see a Jackie Chan movie on Blu-ray for £2 with a nice slipcover. I'm going to buy it. This one, I regret buying, to be honest, because I don't want it. It is House of Cards Season 2. A really nice digipack set. I thought, oh, I'll grab that in case anyone else wants it. Literally anyone who would want this for £2. I just bought it for someone who might leave that one in for free, might not have seen it in their local Poundland, and maybe they'd like to add it to their collection. I've had no takers thus far, but if anyone else is interested, let me know. But I did look online and found out this goes really cheap anyway, so with postage it probably wouldn't even be worth it. So this actually was probably a waste of £2. Oh well, live and learn. This actually is a great steal because I think this is on Amazon for £10. It is Great Barrier Reef, presented by David Attenborough, which is a BBC documentary. There is no doubt about the Great Barrier Reef. It's 3 hours long, so I'm assuming it's a mini-series, perhaps 3 hour-long installments. That's what I'm guessing. From 2015, and I'm sure it's great. And I really need to watch more of these because they're just a fucking... I guess I was about to say that they're a fucking amazing. I guess the best way to put it would be No, I don't know actually. It doesn't even work. I'm making the words as I go along, but it just it just caught me off guard as I was saying it. A fucking amazing. I don't know, whatever. These are amazing. They're fucking amazing. You know, I've seen some of the Blue Planet stuff. Just, you know, I feel like anything that David Attenborough puts his name to is going to be pretty spectacular as far as the way that it's shot and captured, and then the way he presents it is just so captivating. And I need to watch more of it. This one is pretty cool. It's a really nice slipcover on a film that I haven't seen. Fantastic Four, the first Fantastic Four movie with Jessica Alba and Chris Evans. And I have the second one, which I got last year in my Poundland pickups, the many times I went to Poundland. So this kind of completes the set. I have the two Fantastic Four movies. I can now watch both of them and see what I think. Perhaps perhaps material for a future Conquering My Collection video. This one was a bit of a no-brainer because I haven't seen it, and it is a film that won a lot of awards, but more importantly to me is in the book 1,001 Movies You Must See Before You Die, Slumdog Millionaire. Never seen it. This film and its sequel have always eluded me for some reason. I don't know why. I'm sure it's very good. It is Sherlock Holmes, the Robert Downey Jr. version. I love Jude Law. In recent years I've become quite a fan of him, so I'm actually kind of doubly interested now because I'm more of a Jude Law fan. Also recently I've become quite a fan of Rachel McAdams, so this for me is like, oh yeah, I'm actually really interested to see this one now. From what I understand, it's just a bit of good fun, so hopefully that delivers on that front. Seeing that one. This one is apparently all anyone could really think about when Coco came out, and it is The Book of Life. And you look at it, and it's like, oh, Day of the Dead theme? Guy in the front with a guitar? Like, it just looks like Coco, which is an incredible film, by the way. But I've heard it is pretty good, and it has a very good cast. Zoe Saldana, Diego Luna. And so based on that, and based on my, my deep interest and appreciation for animated films in general, Ron Perlman is in this as well, which is interesting. And Ice Cube, oh my god, if I'd known Ice Cube was in this, I would have bought 3 copies. So Book of Life, and of course let me know your thoughts on any of these, particularly the ones I haven't seen. And seen that one, and this one just seemed to, I don't know, maybe it's just a really bad film, but it feels like this should have got a lot more attention when it was released, and it just didn't. And it is Bleed for This, boxing movie starring Miles Teller, who I get the sense with Miles Teller, he seems like he might be a bit of an unpleasant person. Like, I don't know, just the vibe that I get. But I really like him as an actor, and think Whiplash is just amazing. So it would be unwise for me to go into this expecting Whiplash for boxers. No, there's no way it's going to be that good. Otherwise, people would be talking about it more. But it has a really strong cast. Aaron Eckhart, who I think is great, and Kieran Hines, who's always reliable to give a good performance, I think. And yeah, so from what I understand, this didn't make much buzz when it came out. I think it came out post Whiplash, in fact, so it would, you'd assume it would have more of a buzz going into it, but apparently not. So it might not be great, but regardless, I thought I would grab it for £2. Blair Witch, the sequel, remake, whatever you want to call it, kind of purely bought this for the red case, to be honest. I'll probably watch this and then feel like I don't need to see it again, stick it in a blue case, sell it, and keep the red case for a film that I really like that would benefit from having a red case, perhaps. So yeah, really superficial buy there. And finally, of the films I haven't seen, we have Shut In. Purely, again, I get drawn to kind of the actors that I like and think are very good. Naomi Watts, really, I mean, really, mainly it's Twin Peaks: The Return, where I just thought she was so great that I've become quite a fan of her. So seems like a kind of spooky horror film. Also stars the young boy from Room, Jacob Tremblay, I believe. I'm sure I saw his name. Yep, he is there. Charlie Heaton, introducing Charlie Heaton. I think that's the awkward photographer kid in Stranger Things. So I don't know who directed this. Farron Blackburn. Never heard of that director before. But yeah, it's an Arrow Films release, actually. It's not their Arrow video range. It's just, I'm not sure exactly what the subsidiary is, but it is from Arrow Films. And yeah, I will definitely check it out at some point. Now I have 4 films I have seen. One I think is fantastic, one I really, really liked, one I really liked again, and another one I really liked again. So, okay, we'll go with the one I thought was the best of these four, and it is The Babadook. It was a film I was always going to buy and add to my collection. It just needed to be for the right price, and £2 is fucking right. That's the right price. So it has a couple of featurettes and making of, but this is a film I haven't seen since it came out in 2014. I thought it was remarkable, fantastic, dark thriller, you know. And at the time of the release, people were like, well, it's not a horror, it's a psychological thriller, you know. Well, it's kind of both, really, you know. And I loved its depiction of mental problems, I guess. Mental illness, in fact, and the manifestation of that, and the manifestation of grief and depression. That's the way I viewed it. So I thought it was an incredible film with top-notch acting. This one is, you could say, fairly topical at this point in time, given his current attention in Liam Neeson. You know, there's a lot of eyes on Liam Neeson at the moment. This is non-stop with a lenticular cover that I can't quite get to. This is, you know, taken on a train, not taken on a train, taken on a plane. The Commuter was taken on a train. Not really, but you know, you just get the sense that he's trying to sew up every market possible now. So his new film, Cold Pursuit, which is the film that caused all this controversy, looks to be, you know, you've got Taken in the Snow. You know, it's just, he just seems to be doing all these different versions of the same kind of story where he gets in there and kicks ass and is stuck in a place and has to kind of, you know, I'm just waiting for the Liam Neeson on a boat movie. Like, that surely seems to be the next logical conclusion. Then we go to Liam Neeson in space. Like, it's just, but I really like this. Set on a plane, like a really good thriller. I think Julianne Moore is in this one, actually. Yeah, she is. Lupita Nyong'o. That, I think, yes. It certainly looks like her. She's not on the cast list on the back, but from the image, it certainly seems like it. So this was, I guess, around the time or just before 12 Years a Slave. But yeah, a really, really good cast. And I really liked it. You know, it's not an amazing film. Doesn't need to be. Same in The Commuter. It's a good time with Liam Neeson sorting stuff out and doing his thing. Next, we'll go to The Watch. I loved this. It's a really good little comedy alien invasion movie. Has a really memorable scene with the guy from Full Metal Jacket, and there's just one scene in the film where all of the lead characters have they've got this alien, and they're just taking like Polaroids, I think, or some form of pictures with the alien and kind of just posing it in amusing ways, and it just absolutely slayed me. It's not a great film, you know, but for what it is, and the cast, which is quite an eclectic selection of characters in Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn, I guess who you would expect to see together, and Jonah Hill, but also we have the kind of, what would you call him? I don't know, just the complete outsider in Richard Ayoade, who is a really funny guy and a really great director, actually. So I really like that, and I haven't seen it since the cinema, I think in 2012, so it's been many years. And I'm sure this one has all the, I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's like an extended cut with more shit in it. There's a making of featurette, outtakes, alternate Jonah Hill takes. He gets his own kind of dedicated alternate take section. So, yeah. And finally, we have a film that I was really impressed by, and really, really am interested in as far as a filmmaking perspective, and that is Monsters. This is a Gareth Edwards film, his first feature film, I believe, and the special features include a short film he made called Factory Farmed, a featurette on the monsters, visual effects, editing the film, behind-the-scenes featurette. I'm pretty sure this has a very extensive making of, and then there's also a commentary with Gareth Edwards and the two lead stars of the film. And it's just a really, really, really good film when you consider just how kind of low budget and do-it-yourself this film was. So purely based on that, I'm more than willing to pay £2 just to see all that behind-the-scenes material. But also I think the film's really good. And it led to him making something like Godzilla and then Rogue One. And I think he's a really good director. And I really, really like this film. Would definitely watch it again. So that is it for my Blu-ray Poundland Pickups video. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next one.
It's alright by me. Apart from the fact he throws cans of Carlin into a tree. Yeah, he's really cool. Yeah, he's really cool. But he's not quite as cool as you, 'cause